Good afternoon, another drive-through with Don. I want to share 6 different things that have to do with energy management and time management and, quite frankly, just making things happen. Number 1 is we've got to learn to say no. I see too many people saying yes and they don't do it, or they say okay and they do it, but it ties up stuff on lower level activities. And we need to very carefully differentiate, and that leads into number 2 is we've got to learn how to prioritize. There's a lot of people that are busy doing task, but they don't start the day or start the week saying, hey, what are the most important things I need to do? What are matter most to my customers? And by the way, it could be external customers or internal customers. I think we're our own customers at some level, so we need to be figuring out what do we need. And as part of this, prioritize. The third piece of this thing I think we need to be aware of is there's certain things we have to do now that are urgent, and this is part of prioritization. But what do we need to do now that might take time and energy, but really help us 90 days from now, or a year from now, or 3 years from now? You're trying to do things that clean up messes and make us permanently better. It might take a Saturday morning, it might take some extra time, it might take us engaging in a tough conversation, but it'll make our world better permanently long term. And too often people get busy on task, but don't do the longer term stuff that may not be urgent, but it's also very, very important. Also voicemails. I think too often in voicemail, people leave me voicemails, they say, call me back. Well, what about? What do I need to check into first? What's the goal of it? The people that will tell me that get much quicker phone calls back, and I value the relationship more because they're not wasting my time. Also, I find I was in a conversation, this was number 5, I was in a conversation the other day for an hour, and somebody finally says, you know what, here's what we need to do. And I said, well, out of curiosity, how long have you suspected that? Well, for an hour. I said, really? Or has it been longer? They said, well, for a day. I said, why didn't you walk into the conversation and say, hey, here's a potential answer to the idea? And I probably would have, after 2 minutes, said, yeah, let's go try it and see what happens. By the way, the answer we would have found out if it worked in about 6 hours, and then we would have wasted an hour conversation. And the number 6 is just do it. Is too often people are dragging their feet on stuff. I guess I had a situation the other day that got me thinking about this. Is somebody said, hey, you need to do this in your next meeting. I said, okay, I've got a meeting today, I'll do it. They said, oh, you don't have to do it today, just start doing it next week. I'm like, but why? They're being nice, I think, that was what they think they're doing, but instead of us getting on the game, doing it the best way we can, we're gonna drag it for another week or 2. That doesn't make sense to me. So if you guys know how to make something different, make it better, go do it, make it better, take action, do it now. But use these 6 things. I think they're really good tools. They're pretty tactical, but I think as far as strategically trying to get more time and energy, these are 6 of the most valuable things that I know of, at least today. Thank you very much.